my OB had recommended that I don't do the cleaning because the fumes and the chemicals can be harmful to the baby. He said to have my husband do it, which I was totally all about. He said to especially avoid the bathrooms because in an enclosed area, you're inhaling all those fumes, it's affecting your lungs and it's affecting the baby. So I started thinking, if I shouldn't be using this stuff while I'm pregnant, should I really be using them when I'm not? Probably not. So my search started. I knew I needed this product, but I didn't know it existed, not until I moved to Tennessee. And I met my best friend, one of my best friends, Sandra. And she invited me to her Norwex party, which Natalie was the consultant at. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to go because I had my second child by then, my daughter Jay, and she was about 6 months old. And I was going to have to take both kids with me. But I really wanted to see Sandra and hang out, so packed up both kids and off we went to this Norwex party. As many of you may have experienced your first Norwex party, it was that total light bulb moment that, aha, this is what I have been searching for. And so I knew that I wanted all of the things, literally everything, especially the map. Sandra had already decided that she was going to sign up to sell, and so I hosted my first party with her. But before the party's over, I, as Natalie will tell you, grilled her with questions during the Ask Me About My Job game. I had been a pampered chef consultant previously and knew the questions that I wanted answers to. When I asked how much commission she made, I think my jaw literally dropped to the floor. I left leaving the party thinking, I could sell this. To keep a long story short, I hosted my party with Sandra and then signed up at an experienced Norwex just a few short weeks later. Scored that $50 shopping spree. Now the real journey would begin. As I mentioned, we had just moved here from Chicago and I was a stay-at-home mom and knew almost no one. At the time, I had 4 friends. I was signed up under one and the other 2 were mutual friends. And so getting parties from there wasn't really an option. So I talked to my pastor at my church and asked if I could do a demonstration in the fellowship hall with some of the ladies from the congregation. I had 3 ladies show up, because again, I really didn't know them, and only 2 ordered, but I didn't give up. I reached out to my friends and family in Wisconsin, letting them know how awesome Norwex is, and that I could really use their support, so I hit my first fresh step. My next launch party was on Facebook, and I managed to have over a $1,000 Facebook party, getting me that much closer to my $2,000 goal. I knew I needed to get some more parties, especially incomes, so I reached out to some of my husband's coworkers, and one agreed. Mind you, these ladies I barely knew. This is what got the ball rolling for me. At times, it hasn't always been easy. Being in an area that you're not from and not knowing anyone, a lot of people may not have even considered signing up. But I knew that if I could sell pampered chef, something that I liked but didn't love, that I could make it work with something that I felt really passionately about. This last year and a half has been crazy. I have grown my business doing Facebook parties and working vendor events with a sprinkling of in-home parties as I continue to grow my circle here in Tennessee. Last spring, I promoted to team coordinator, and that 4th friend that I was talking about, she was my first recruit. I attended leadership conference this last January, and like I mentioned, this isn't always easy, there's ups and downs. I was feeling in a bit of a rut. I hadn't had a new recruit in a while, I hadn't had any in-homes in a while, and I was just feeling a little bit down. But leadership was exactly what I needed. At conference, it really broke the dam down for me and just allowed me to release all those extra fears that I had been holding on to. I already knew going into it that I could do this business, but I didn't want to just do it. I wanted to make it happen. I wanted to be my version of successful. But that didn't mean going into it that I necessarily believed I could do it or that I could achieve my goals. I was afraid to fail. Hearing these inspiring stories of these awesome senior leaders really helped me to focus on sharing the opportunity and to grasp that belief and hold on to it tight. I let go of my fears and really focused on sharing the Norwex opportunity and developing strong relationships with my hosts, my team members, my family, and God. 3 short months after leadership, I am excited to say that I have crossed multiple goals off my list, and I'm celebrating the growth and excitement of my team and promoting to sales. Canada, I'm coming for you. Norwex has been such a blessing. stop crying. Norwex has been such a blessing in so many ways. I provide for my family, being able to stay home indefinitely with my children, which was my goal from the beginning. I knew after having my kids that I didn't want to go back to traditional workforce. With the extra income Norwex provides, we've been able to update our house, take trips back to Wisconsin to visit our family, and pay off debt. Not only has Norwex provided for us financially, but the friendships that I have made with my fellow team members are priceless. We laugh together, we cry together, we pray together, and we celebrate together. My circle certainly has grown since moving here. I was in the Army for 4 years, and those of you who have been in or know someone who has, you know the bonds that you create with your company. Getting out of the Army can leave you feeling out of place. I have definitely found my place with Norwex and with this group of amazing ladies. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So make your plan and write down your dreams and go for them. Because this opportunity with Norwex, it's there for the taking. Thank you.